Welcome. Hey, I'm your fill-in host, Richie Cronin, and with me is my awesome co-host, Norm Thomas from Vancouver. How's things in Vancouver today, Norm?
Things are rainy today. I just walked my dog, but I don't. That's Vancouver for you.
No snow?
No snow. No,
They're telling
I
me
don't think we're getting any snow this year.
we're supposed to get a dusting tonight here in Nashville, so that'll be interesting. Well, we've got a great show for you today. Norm and I are going to talk about 2023, since that's just about out the door, and making resolutions that stick in 2024. So a great topic. Grab a cold drink or a warm one if it's a little bit chilly where you are, and a comfy chair, and we will be right back and into it.
It's time, the moment you've been waiting for. Get ready for the fastest 60 minutes of marketing strategies and tactics to grow and scale your business from anywhere in the world. After 167 agonizing hours, we've returned for a brand new Aloha Marketing Jam session. And now, here are your hosts.
Wow, look at that. Listen to that crowd, Norm. They are pumped up, ready to hear you and everything that's been going on for you. It's pretty, keep it going. Oh, fantastic.
Aloha, everybody.
Yeah. Let me just check the comments here and welcome a few people. Dawn, it wouldn't be a party without Dawn. So thank you, Dawn. Jacqueline, hope you're nice and warm over there in the UK. Enrique, yeah, people are still coming in. They're coming in. So fantastic. Don't forget to accept StreamYard so that we can see your comments and know who you are. It's even more helpful. So yeah. Right. Well, 2023, Norm. It finishes on Sunday. And what kind of a year has it been for you?
You know, for me, it really has been like my year of growth where, you know, I think a lot of, I was in hospital for the end of the year last year for 3 months. And then when I was in hospital, I was like, when I get back home and start working again and things like that, I'm really going to push myself to not be in a position with, bad clients and clients where you're chasing money and clients that are iffy and stuff like that. And so, that whole idea of picking ideal clients and going after ideal clients was really a game changer for me. And then also just, I've said it, but I said it recently, but just hiring people out to do everything for you. Right. And not trying to be the SEO pro and I think I'm the SEO pro and website pro, but you don't want to be the SEO pro or website pro. You want to be the agency pro. So I really wanted to hire out the people that could do the job. And me doing that has gotten me to where I'm at right now, which is, I never thought I would get here ever.
And I think there's a really important lesson in that is, surround yourself with people who are better than you and do a better job of it as well. And then it's a case of steering the ship and keeping everything on track, isn't it? So,
100%.
I think you've had some fantastic success in 23, especially given how the year started for you. With being hospitalised for that period of time and the frustration that comes from that. I take my hat off to you because you've really had some great milestones this year and set up a really good business, and you've been very focused and disciplined. So congratulations. It's been really great to watch your success across the whole year. And
I want to see you guys go get it though. I really want to, I'm coaching in Remote Millionaires, but I'm really out to see who else can go get it, because this is not rocket science. What I'm doing and what Richie's doing, and what you guys are doing, it's just having the right strategy and then getting rid of your bad habits and implementing good habits, and you can get the same thing I'm getting.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's exactly what I've been focusing on as well. I've done a bit of a year in review, and worked out a couple of things. Where I'm just spending too much time and focus and energy, and I'm not progressing them. And I think the way that I'm looking at 2024 is about having some hard and fast things that I want to put in there, but also reallocating my time and making sure that it's that. Look at this. Hang on, we've got a surprise.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Jason.
Jason's made it. Look, I don't know if you know, Norm, but Jason's been traveling today, and so have I. I've just driven back from Florida to Nashville. And Jason, which part of the world are you in?
Sunny San Diego, California, Southern California.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys. The three amigos. We finally get to do a show together. This is like a long time coming, man. I've been wanting to do this.
It's like we've hijacked it,
Yeah, I love it.
Look, I think Tom and Nick, and as I said, to the team was, hey, look, leave it to us. I think if we look at how much work Tom, Nick, Cameron, the whole team at Offline Sharks have done this year. Take a long weekend, take a few days, spend with family and enjoy yourselves. So I know that they do convey and pass on their happy holidays and particularly a happy new year to everyone. So sure. Yeah, that's but hey, we've got the controls. We might not give them back.
Let's have a party.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So awesome. Look, Jason, we were just talking about 2023 and the year that has been, and looking forward to 2024. And what the theme of today's show is making those New Year's resolutions habits that stick. For digital marketers in particular, and that's the business that we're all in. So, what you want to share some thoughts around that? Why don't you share some thoughts around 2023? How's your year been? What are the things, the highlights for you from 2023?
Yeah, I think that this is a perfect time of year to do exactly this. This is the time of year to reflect on the year that's been. Everybody should be doing that. Everybody should really be taking time out to reflect on the past year and look at, what are the goals that you set at the beginning of this year? What did you hit? Where did you miss? Where did you go astray? What shiny object distracted you? And what types of systems and, can we deploy, can we put into our business so that doesn't happen going into 2024? So we can really hit the ground running come 2024 and really grow the business that you set forth to grow in 2023, or vice versa. Maybe 2023 was a stellar year for you. So I still think that even if you had a lot of wins in 2023, there's still lessons to be learned. There's still things that we can take from the past year that we can move forward with, and things that we could do better. It's always good to be looking at and improving. And I'm no different. I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm taking time out to really reflect on the past year, look at our revenue numbers, look at the types of businesses that we've helped over this last year, and really further, I think, for me personally, further refine who our target market is. And what types of businesses do I really want to do business with? And last year, I really deployed. I put a system in my business to where I was very picky about who I actually signed on with the agency and who I wanted to do business with. And I think this year is going to be no different. There's a very specific type of individual that I want to work with. And fortunately, I'm at that place in my business where I can do that. I can make those decisions. I can choose who I want to work with and who I don't want to work with.
That's really interesting, Jason, because I know Norm has said this same thing to me recently. Was he was talking about you kind of like Norm, you use a process where you're almost interviewing the customer, the potential customer, to see if they're a good fit for what you're doing. And I know that I made a change several months ago where there was a certain type of customer that I'm just not engaging with anymore because they were a time soak on my time and resource, and they just weren't a good fit. So I think it's a really good system to have in place, particularly when you're growing your agency. You get to that point where here's my ideal customer, and focus on them. It's got to have a bigger return and a bigger upside to it as well.
Right.
I think part of what Jason's speaking about is like when you're starting your agency or you're new in your agency, you take on everybody, right? Mm-hmm. You're trying to get money in, and you're like, yeah, I'll do it, and you're not really, sorting out the red flags and things like that. So that growth stage where Jason's at is where I'm at, where you can choose who is your ideal customer, and not just that, like, are they the right feel and fit for what you want to do? Because I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it to actually help businesses. And if they feel that from me and they want that growth and they want that service, I will give it to them. But if they're a jerk and all that kind of stuff, but they have the money, I don't want them as a client. Right. So
I
think that's what Jason
I think early on I had the yes man syndrome, where I just said yes to everybody. And saying no, saying no is an art. It's a muscle that you got to build, and that's just that's very important. It's really important to learn how to build that no muscle, and not only say no to a client, but say no. Saying no to money and business when you know that in 90 days, if you take this person on, or in 60 days, it's not going to be the right fit, and it's actually going to end up costing you more time, money, and resources in the long run. Like I said, it's a muscle. It's a muscle that you build over time, and that's something that I'm further refining, because I by nature, I love to please people. I want people, I want to help, and so it's hard. It's not easy, because it goes against my nature to say no, but I know it's the right thing to do, for given situations. And just because you say no doesn't mean that you have to leave them empty-handed. A lot of times I'll say no, but steer that person in a very specific direction in order to give them the help that they need, to where that maybe in 6 months or 12 months from now, they will be in a position where I may be able to say yes to them. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, great advice. So, let's quickly talk about plans for 2024. Jason, have you made any New Year's resolutions pre-Sunday night?
I guess yes and no. I haven't. I've obviously, I've been traveling, so I haven't been as concrete as I want to be. But I think over the next couple of days, tomorrow and Sunday for sure, I'm going to sit down and really journal out kind of my plan. You've probably seen it in other groups and other people talk about it, but I like to lay out my year in 90-day sprints. That's the way that I like to run my year. So I look at a year as 4 90-day sprints, and in what can we do in that 90-day window, And so I take my overall arching goal that I want to set for, for 2024, and I break that down into 4 smaller goals that are achieved within 3-month windows. And so it's just a reverse engineer. I take that overall plan, reverse engineer it, and we back that up to figure out exactly what we have to do at a 3-month level, at a 1-month level, and then 4-week, and then 1-week level. What do we need to achieve to hit those milestones? And that's the way that I look at my year. And that's the way that, I've broken it down. I've been doing that now for the last, I'd say, probably 2 or 3 years, something like that. But that's what I'm looking at doing. Yep. What about you guys?
Just quickly, I wanted to mention because there's a couple of things as far as planning goes for 2024, and I know I've been privy to this the 90-day planning that they've been doing in Shark Alliance, and we have a number of resources in Remote Millionaires that do a lot of planning. So I know Laura Thompson has got some fantastic ideas around how you build strategic goals and realistic timed goals and measured. And put them into a plan of action as well, right down to a daily routine that gets you towards them. Dawn is this in Shark Alliance, this 90-day planning exercise, which is absolutely brilliant. And I think it's the same as you're just talking about there, Jason, where you take that larger strategic goal and then you break it down into those 90-day windows and the steps to get there, and and reviewing it along the way. So look, there are great resources amongst the Shark community for in both Shark Alliance and Remote Millionaires to help with planning. And you're not too late to plan 2024. It's about to get started. There's no harm in going, right, if I'm going to spend January sorting out my plan for the whole year, great, because there's no point in rushing through it. And I think I've been a fool in the past to just get to this time of year and quickly go, oh yeah, that was good. We're going to do this, and this, and just whack it down there, put it on the whiteboard. And 3 weeks later, it doesn't actually mean anything to me. So I think when you're planning those habits that stick, spending a bit of time on it, being considerate about it, and taking that approach to breaking things into the right time frames and the right measurability is going to help you have a habit that sticks more likely past that March timeline. And that's certainly it's a great way to run a business. Would you agree, Norm?
Yep.
I would. I mean, when you say the word habits, it's a big thing of mine where, you have to have, number one, a good strategy, which Jason was talking about. He has his strategy there. And you have to implement good habits, right? To stick with your strategy and your plan, you have to have good habits. And if you can't figure out what your bad habits are, then you kind of end up stuck, right? Because we all have bad habits. We have to have that self-awareness to make those changes.
Yeah, I think so. My wife has bullied me into a New Year's resolution that I've kind of been thinking about it for a while, and she's just gone, I want to run a half marathon in 2024, and you're doing it with me. So I don't really have a choice on this one. I've been told by the boss that that's what's happening. I'm very lucky. I've got a good friend who runs a tour company that they do marathons around the world, and so we can get entry into. It's either going to be Boston, Chicago, or New York. So yeah, and then training starts on Monday. But training on Monday is only 3 minutes, and I said I can really handle that. So I think it goes up by a minute every day, But I'm fully committed to training on Monday. But I would like to. I've always wanted to. So that's one of my New Year resolutions, my goals. And it's a good physical one. I think we all default to I want to lose weight or get eye surgery or whatever it is that you're keen on for yourself. I think then that's the physical side of things. I also have come up with a goal of mine or a resolution that I'm putting in place where I want to listen better and more. Especially to customers and that customer conversation. And Norm and I had a chat a few weeks ago, and he was explaining to me about the process he does in listening to what they're telling you, your potential customer, and answering those things rather than trying to disseminate a lot of confusing information for them, which they don't understand. And I think that is something I really want to develop, that habit, and stick with, is listening to people more as to what they're saying.
Right. Well, it's funny that you say that, Rich, because when we were traveling, so we drove here to Southern California, and it was a long ride, by the way. We got stuck in massive traffic in Vegas. I don't know how Tom does it. It was unreal. We were stuck there forever. But anyway, we were driving down and listen to music along the way, listen to a few podcasts, and I don't know do you guys know who Ed Milet is? Have you heard of Ed Milet?
No,
okay.
Not heard of him.
So he's real big in the like self. Let's see, how would I describe him? Self empowerment. It kind of on the same lines as like Tony Robbins. You guys know Tony Robbins, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were listening to a podcast that Ed Milet was doing, and it was really, and it just totally reminded me of it when you just said that right now, Rich, listening to your clients. The podcast was the 10 things that my dogs have taught me. And it was the most interesting podcast about life and everything. Right. And one of the things that he talks about in that podcast was that his dogs have taught him to listen more, and how dogs listen very intently, and they don't try to talk over you. They don't try to, solve your problems. They just sit and they listen, and he was reflecting on that. And there were several things. I really encourage everybody to go listen to it. It was very interesting, just life take, and how he related, how a dog interacts and that relationship that you have with your dog. And I have a dog, and I know you do, Rich. Do you have a dog, Norm?
I do.
Yeah. So we build these really strong bonds with our animals, and it was just really interesting, his take on, those characteristics that dogs have that are just naturally in them, and how we can relate that to our relationships with other human beings. So I encourage everybody to listen to it. It was very, very interesting part. But anyway, that made me think of that.
I think my dog is taking after my wife a lot more than me, though, because whilst I know she's listening to me, she just ignores me. So if it's like, come inside, it's like, well, I'm not going anywhere, I'm staying here. So I get ignored all the time. But she's a teenager, and she's going through a lot of things, and she's been a bit of a naughty dog all week, actually. So she's frustrating, but they're wonderful animals.
Definitely.
And you're quite right. That's a good analogy too.
Yeah.
Listen the way your dog listens to you.
So Norm, go ahead, Rich. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Carry on, Jason. Carry on, please.
I was just gonna ask Norm. So, have you set any New Year's resolutions, goals for this next year, personal or professional?
I was mentioning to people before you got here. I don't really have any resolutions other than maybe to work less. Right. I work too much. I work a lot, as you guys know, and I'm trying to cut my hours down in a day, maybe to like 5 or 6. And then I do plan on opening up a renovation business in my city. So I've been trying to do that for the last 3 months, where I'm only gathering the people. Like I'm thinking of it as I need to hire people that are better than me and that have the skills to do all that stuff. So I'm going to focus my energy there and hire somebody to run my agency. But resolutions wise, I don't do anything. I don't really have any bad habits that I need to stop, or I exercise a lot. I eat well. I do all that good stuff because I'm a sick kid. So I don't know if I have a lot of resolution for 2024.
Right.
Maybe push it to 50 a month.
Yeah, but you've already got discipline and habits in place, Norm. Would that be fair to say? Yeah.
Yep.
I do.
So, I think we can get to that.
Thankfully.
Yeah. Well, and as I was saying before, Jason, Norm's had a stellar year in the not only the growth in his business, but he started off the year in hospital, which was a pretty tough way to start 23.
Right, I remember.
Has just grown and grown all year. And Norm, you were saying before, you've surrounded yourself with people who are good at what they do, and that enables you to be more of a steerer of the ship rather than run around trying to make sure the decks are clear.
Right.
Yeah. It's awesome. Congratulations, mate, because you've had some really significant wins this year, and they've been great to watch and great to share. So well done.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Doran, I have a pit bull. I'm a pit bull trainer.
Yeah.
Nice.
So as we said, look, planning. That's New Year's resolutions. Easy to say. Planning them and writing them down and putting them into practice is, I think, the first step towards creating that habit, and keeping them measurable and realistic means that you can execute them and get to the end of 24 and look at them and go, that worked really well. That was okay. That needs some fine tuning for 25. So I encourage all sharks to stick with it and have a go at that, because even if you're just starting out and growing an agency business, sitting down and working out what it is and where you want to go. That's the first step. And then getting the right tools in place to get you there as well. Speaking of tools in place, did you guys know that there's 2 days left for the 12 days of Christmas?
I did, because you told me about 10 minutes ago, or
yeah,
15
well,
minutes ago.
that'd be right. So yeah, there we are. The 12 days of Christmas. Only 2 days left, where you can jump in there and so after this, go and visit Offline Sharks /Christmas, and there is lots of good stuff in there. I think there's 12 free things in there. Is that right? And a couple of exclusive offers as well. So look, there can be tools in there that can help you with working out what those habits and those goals need to be for 2024. So and beyond that, maybe if it's something where you want something to really guide you through that planning process. Now, I certainly know that Shark Alliance is a fantastic place to start. If you want to go for the full McCoy, Remote Millionaires has customized support around that as well, and tutoring, and is very much about planning the way that your agency is going to build out and be executed as well. So feel free to take a look at those and message the team for any questions that you might have about it. Shall we have a look at some Shark wins this week, fellas?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's do that. Hang on. No. Shashan does this for me because I'm a bit inept on some of the things here. But anyway, let's pile through the wins that have been. So a favourite, Joanne Westwood, who we all love and know. Added 2 new clients, one from Alignable and one from her local chamber. She's doing great work with that local chamber, and it's really getting some traction for her as well. Google Business Profile Management, SEO, $1,200 a month for one, and the other has 2 locations, $600 a month. Wow, that's solid. That's some good numbers.
That's great.
Yeah, that's
way to go, Joanne.
Great tip. Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Jose, Jason and I have been spent, I think Norm, you have as well. We've spent a lot of time with Jose and been working with him. And he's launched his Reach machine, and he's gotten 15, I think it might be a couple more than 15 free listings have come back. And he is also, I was talking to him yesterday, and he got his first double. He got a premium upgrade with 2 locations, so it's a double sale.
Nice.
Right out of the gate. He's got another one that's very close to converting as well. So Jose, has been working through the whole thing with Reach, and really considered his offering and how to bring that to fruition. And his follow up has been second to none. He has jumped on the phone, talked to people, welcomed them, and he's converting opportunities from it as well. So. If he, I think it's 16, maybe 17 free listings. If he converts 3 premium sales out of that, those are really high numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been on a very slow send out as well, plus interrupted by Christmas, of course, the holiday period too. So, so there's not a vast number that he's gone out to get these numbers back. And that's exactly the way that Reach machine should work, because it's filling the funnel and creating the flow of customer contact and then conversion to sales. So congratulations, Jose. I'm really proud of everything he's done and just how good it is, the setup as well. So yeah, absolutely.
Can I say something about Jose that you guys know or you don't know? Is you can call him RJ. I met him for lunch here in he lives here in Vancouver, and me and him kind of grew up in the same side of Vancouver, the bad side. So his nickname is RJ.
No, I thought he lived in Phoenix.
Are we speaking about the same person? I think he lives here. I think he lives here. In Vancouver.
Yeah, okay. I will check with. I've actually got a call with him after this live show. So I'll double check. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was in
fantastic.
Phoenix as well.
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
thought he was in Phoenix. So
Okay.
maybe it's a different RJ. Yeah, or a different Jose. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, so look, not a lot of wins reported. I mean, it's that time of the year where we, people are busy doing other things and the likes. It's also pretty difficult to get invoices paid between Christmas and New Year. So that's a closeout for the year. $1,800 for the week. Well, actually, it's $1,900 for the week because Jose got that $97 sale as well. And a grand total for the year of $1,480,721. We will get that ratified. I think there was a couple of numbers that were squiffed from you, Norm, only a week or two ago. So we'll get that checked out by the team, and I'm sure that Tom will be able to give us a great update on that and a final number for 2023 next week. But if you have got any wins that have come in over the last week, over the holiday season, by all means, please share them with the whole community. It'd be a great way to sort of finish off 2023. Is let's make sure we add in all those wins, and I'm sure Dawn, you've got a couple that you've hidden in a top drawer. So yeah, let's all make sure we pitch in, and then we'll be able to tally our final number for the year. Of course, there's 2 days to go. I mean, you never know. If I make a couple of calls this afternoon, maybe I can pull up another one as well. So may as well try.
There you go.
Yeah. But congratulations to
Yes.
Joanne and Jose for sharing your wins with us all. It's fantastic.
You know
And
what,
I think
Richie? I would love to hear what some of the Shark family out there have as their New Year's resolution too. Maybe they can put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments.
that
That's a
would be
great
great.
idea, Norm. Yeah, because it's easy to sort of say what we're doing and everything else and stuff and that. But let's find out what are the things you're putting in place to promote success for yourself and your agency business in 2024. Yeah.
We all know what Doran's resolution is. It's to try and be more funnier.
Yeah, and he also said world domination. So
world domination. Yeah.
I think he's already in 5 out of 7 continents.
Right.
And the people in Antarctica really don't need him. Not right now. They've got penguins already. So yeah.
Oh, I like this one. I don't know who this is,
Yeah.
but this is great. Yeah. Be consistent with prospecting. I mean, that is a fantastic resolution. I mean, that's the number one thing. That's the number one thing that's going to drive the needle. Tom's always talking about RPAs. I mean, that's it, man. It literally is prospecting, having those qualified conversations with business owners. That's what's going to drive the needle. So just have more of those conversations, and you will make more money.
Jocelyn Wing, our friend. Jocelyn, and that's exactly the right thing to do. Because Jocelyn's done some great prospecting in the past, and I'm sure she can bring that to bear. Kristen, get back into networking. I think that Joanne just proved that in the shout outs is that networking, things like chambers and BNI and those things, it's one of the best forms of prospecting there is. And referral, as we know, when people recommend you to someone else, that's really a barrier to sales already gone. So really valuable things to be doing is setting that prospecting routine. And if you've got to make 10 phone calls every morning, make those 10 phone calls every morning. And don't just do it for a week and then forget about it and go, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll do 20 tomorrow. And I've done it myself, I won't do them today. I'll do them tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes and something else pops up, and then I'll do them on Wednesday, and all of a sudden you get into Friday afternoon, you're going, I've got 50 phone calls I've got to make, and you haven't got enough time to make them. So the value goes out the door straight away, and you go, I'll get them to next week. That's how the whole month unravels, and that's how the quarter unravels as well. So yeah, stick with it. Build my new project via consistency and tenacity. Yeah. Look, and that's exactly what a goal is, isn't it? Is like be consistent with it, be fair to it, and that in itself is a habit forming thing that'll get you more towards the end of it rather than looking at the start of it.
I think that word consistency is a word that people miss a lot, right? Like when you are consistent daily, you build habits around your work, around, how your workflow is and all that kind of stuff. Even if it's prospecting, if you prospected 30 minutes a day, I guarantee you will get a client versus I prospect for 1 hour, 1 day a week, and you never land a client, right? It's the consistency that builds your skill in prospecting, speaking to people, speaking about your services, all that kind of stuff. So don't forget that word. That should be your resolution for 2024. I'm going to be consistent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Rules to live by. Rules to live by. What are the habits you're putting in place, Jason, for 2024?
Well, it's funny because when you first asked the question, my mind immediately went to business, but I think business and personal are very intertwined, and really continuing to hone my mindset, I think, is something that I really want to focus in on. Some physical activity that similar to you and your wife, you guys are doing. You said half marathon or full? I thought I heard full.
I'm doing a half, and because like I've
swear
done
I
a lot
heard
of
full.
running. Yeah, but I've for years I've done a lot of running and working out. But it's just been running up bar tabs and working out how to pay them. So I've got to really change that into actually putting on.
I'm going to fly and watch you run. I'm going to fly down there and watch you. I'll be your biggest fan on the street there.
I think I prefer New York only because it's in the first week of November, whereas I think Chicago is the first week of October. So it's there's longer to train if we do New York. And so I've been to the New York Marathon a couple of times with this buddy of mine and others. So yeah, New York I think is the preference. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, my wife and I, we decided, so we're not doing any running. I'm not a runner. I'm not going to even try. But we decided we're going to do. We want to be part of. I think they call it the 10,000 foot peak club or something. But essentially it's being able to climb all the peaks, all the mountains in the lower 48 states above 10,000 feet in elevation. So we're going to start this year. We're going to start training. We got one in our backyard right outside of Salt Lake City. So we're going to start there with that peak. And then I guess every year we're going to try and add at least 1 or 2 new peaks until we conquer, all the peaks past 10,000 feet here in the lower 48.
Wow.
So that's something that we're working on. Yeah. So we're really excited about that.
Oh, that sounds brilliant. Yeah.
Plus you get a good view.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I take it you're not scared of heights then. Yeah.
I've never been scared of heights. Yeah. Never. Yeah. I've never been a big, fear of heights type person. So yeah, that heights never bothered me. And it's funny because when I was a kid, we went to the Grand Canyon, and I'll never forget. I ran up to the edge. My mom, Dad, they're screaming. My mom's in tears because I run up to the edge of the Grand Canyon. There was, I don't know. I don't even remember where we were at, what section of the Grand Canyon. I just remember I ran off the trail. I sat down. I'm like dangling my legs. My mom's in tears. My dad's like, get over here, But I love to be on the edge. I've always loved to be right there on the very edge, just looking down. And yeah, heights never scared me at all.
Yeah, that's amazing. Grand Canyon scares me. Just standing like 10 meters back from the edge, I'm fearful. Yeah. So
I haven't seen the Grand Canyon, but I've been to the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland, and it's pretty rugged, and that very steep, very very sharp edge, and it gives you that wee feeling in the pit of your stomach. You're like, oh, hey, but I'm pretty good with heights, so yeah, but certainly that kind of thing. I mean, you can either just have the mindset for that or not. The only thing I think climbing up a mountain, not okay, all right. Coming down, it's like, oh, that's the harder part, and So, but good on. What a great goal, Jason. I really that's going to be awesome to see more about and hear about.
I'm really excited. I'm really pumped about it. Really, really excited to start training for that. So, yeah, that's a big goal for us.
Yeah, and Norm's going to be retired for about 3 days, and then start a whole new business on top of the one he's already got as well. So, yeah, I think that's fantastic. Yeah, it's I think it's a great
I'm
point.
excited to see that journey, Norm. So, what type of renovation? You mentioned renovation. Are we talking like kitchen, bathroom remodel? Are we doing like full house renovation?
Home renovation. In my city, renovations are a big business. There's so many renovation companies. But I think one factor that a lot of these people don't have is marketing, right? That's my end of it. And then 3 of my best friends are contractors, like really good contractors for 25, 30 years. And then, it's a big business here. And I think if you're a top renovation company here, as I know some of them, they make a lot of good money, but they also do good quality work, which people will pay for, versus the cheap guy who does, mediocre work, and your stuff's broken down a little, months after your stuff's sort of breaking down and stuff like that. So
yeah,
that's cool.
That is very exciting.
And I'm kind of setting it up like my agency. I'm just putting the right people in place. I plan to do the marketing side, but I don't plan to go bang a hammer all day or use a saw all day, right? So I'm putting my money up. That's my end of it. I'm putting $500,000 into it. So
very nice.
Hopefully it works.
Yeah.
Either way, I'll learn something.
Yeah. No, it sounds great. Maybe, are you guys going to travel at all? Possibly come down to Salt Lake City?
I plan to travel to the States in my near future, like Hawaii, maybe Florida, maybe Salt Lake City. I know a lot of people have good reviews about, that area. So I won't come during the storm season though.
Yeah, I think we're definitely heading towards Utah. I'm pretty keen to head back to Whistler for a bit of skiing, Norm. So I'll be passing through at some stage. But because our plan was to actually by now to have our own RV that we'd be able to do a bit of touring and traveling with, and having just been away with Molly, the Bernese mountain dog. We're sort of going, the only way we're really going to be able to see America is in an RV with her. You can stay in the odd hotel, but it's just too difficult, So we need to have her in her own environment. So that's still the plan is to get some kind of an RV and hit the road when we can and see this beautiful country. It's what I call 50 countries in one. There's so many things to do. So looking forward to that as well. And I'll be coming to. Can I plug my RV in outside your houses, and camp up for a couple of days? So it should be a bit of fun. Hey, shall we give away some money? I mean, the best money of all to give away is other people's, and and I don't think Tom and Nick are going to mind at all.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Here comes the money.
Here we
There goes the money, look, today, the final Cash App money giveaway of the year from Offline Sharks, Kristen Bedard and James R. Juris. So congratulations. Thank you very much for tagging on Facebook. And it's great to have you guys here as well. So final thoughts on putting a habit in place, maybe before Sunday midnight, and making that goal and the thing stick for your digital business in 2024. What's the number one thing you guys think would be most prevalent to everyone?
I have some words about, Jason was sort of leaning into like that self-love, Tony Robbins and people like that. And one thing I try to express to people or say to people a lot is don't poo-poo on yourself, right? So for 2024, just make sure you're aware of what you maybe did wrong or mistakes you made in 2023, but don't shit on yourself. Do it. Give yourself that self-love and take care of yourself, and that will help you grow your business better than feeling like you're guilty of something all the time.
Yeah, great point. Great point.
That goes for you too, Richie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, and I think for me it's just have more clarity and focus, and sticking to the knitting, those are the two things that'll progress my business a lot further, and I think I make things too complicated out of the gate, and I need to keep nice, simple, clear goals for each quarter through 2024, and that's certainly the planning I've been working on. Because I think that'll progress things for me a lot quicker than trying to do everything all at the same time. So that's been part of my reflection process, and certainly a big part of my planning process for 2024. How about you, Jason?
Yeah, I'm right there with Norm. What he's saying. I think it's really important to take the time to be selfish. Because I feel like a lot of times I'm guilty of it. I'm a family man. We have 3 kids, and being a father, you're selfless. You're always giving of yourself. You're always helping. You're taking care of the family. That's the way I look at my life. That's my role as a father and as the leader of our family, right? But in order to be the best leader, to be the best father, to show up for my family, sometimes you need to take care of yourself first, right? You have to be selfish first before you can really give 100% to everyone else. And so I think that's really important to kind of reflect on that and make sure that you are taking care of yourself. In every way that means to you, I tend to think that, everything is intertwined. So your mental health, your physical health, your business health, all of these things play together. And so really taking time out for each one of those things, I think is really, really important. And you mentioned something else, Rich. You said, how do you form habits? How do we, what are the best ways to build habits? And for me personally, again, everybody's a little bit different. Everybody builds habits differently. But for me, what's worked is these pattern interrupts. So basically changing everything about my specific pattern or like my habit that I already currently have. So an example. So if my normal time to wake up was 7 a.m., I'm going to start, my new wake up time is going to be 6 a.m., right? So another pattern interrupt. So I'm starting the day completely at a different time, right? Second thing, if when I first wake up, I immediately go and okay, I'll tell you a story. So I used to, this is years ago, my favorite thing to do was wake up in the morning and I drink a giant can of Coca-Cola. I don't do that anymore, but that was a really hard habit to break. But the way I did that was exactly what I'm outlining here is I changed everything from when I wake up. So I would change what time I woke up. I changed the drink that I consumed when I woke up. And I did these little incremental pattern interrupts and changes early in my day that didn't even have to do with the business. But just by doing those small little things, they put me in a different mindset so that when I went into the business and started working on things there, I was able to very easily build new habits, stronger habits, and better habits because I was already in a new frame of mind. I don't know if that helps anybody or if that makes any sense to you guys. That's one thing that I've done that worked really well.
Yeah, I think so. And it's that routine thing, isn't it? And Laura Thompson gave me an absolute gift in how to structure my work day so that I improve my productivity. And it was by knowing that I had 45 minutes in every hour of let's call it a 6-hour workday. Some days actually 5, some days are 8, but I vary my week because I'm working in 2 different time zones. and I'd sit down and focus on one task for 45 minutes. And Laura, she's she's a fantastic coach in RM. And what it meant was I was getting 6 major tasks done every day, as opposed to trying to fight the list and getting 3 done or 2 done and being interrupted by something else and all that. And I've got that 15-minute gap every hour where I can go and let the dog go outside to the toilet, or go and make myself a cup of coffee. You've got that window. I'll quickly make a phone call. You can do those things when you do that, and it really improved my productivity and was a huge benefit to my working life, and formed a really good habit. So just got to stick with it. Norm, you got anything to add to that as well?
I do. With a lot of the RM members, I try to sort of let them know about this. This is one habit I have, which Richie might remember from when we first started, but I try to let people know that this is a good habit to get into, which is recap your day, right? Like, we all have these big goals, but if you can't break down those baby steps for your big goals, you'll get nowhere, right? And you'll get cluttered with all these different ideas of where to start and where to finish. So for me, I recap my day every single day. I recap my day and I write a list of 3 tangible things that I can do tomorrow, right? That I know that's a task for tomorrow. I can get it done tomorrow. And then, when you recap your day tomorrow, you feel accomplished. Number one, you feel accomplished. And also, you're attacking those little baby steps to get to, like, by the end of the week, I want, whatever set up or this done, right? That's a habit that I use every day. And I think a lot of people should try and implement habits like that.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Yeah, I've heard it referred to as bookends. So bookending your day. So you start your day with that list, right? And then you finish your day and you reflect. You do that self-reflection every day. I think that's really important. Norm, yeah. I love that. And Rich, to touch on what you said, there's you were talking about what Laura has given you. There's a really good book on that concept. It's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. I don't know if you guys have read that book. Fantastic read. Yeah. So anybody in the shark community, if you're struggling with that sort of thing, that book is fantastic. That will really give you some solid direction. But yeah, it's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. Really, really good book. But he talks a lot about that and how to really pare it down to accomplishing that one task, that one goal for the day, the most important thing, and really paring it down to that. Because a lot of times we're guilty. That to-do list that you think will finally become the to-done list. It's just it's never ending. You're always adding tasks to it, and it never gets to that to-done list stage, right? You've got this endless to-do list. So it's a really good book. Definitely recommend that.
That's awesome. Yeah, fantastic.
With Jason suggesting a book, I have one more habit that you guys should get into. Try and read a book a month, right? Or try and read as much as you can about whatever you're doing, like building good habits or your sales process or your prospecting or building an agency, whatever it is. Try and go read some books so that you are, it's good for your brain, number one. It's good for your eyes, number one. And then also, you're learning things in your leisure time, right? Like you're not worrying about work, you're just learning something. And that's a good habit to get into. And I read one a month. I've got like 25 books.
And I think that is, if you look at all of the successful people that you can think of, billionaires or people that are, they're very good at coaching and all of those things and stuff like that. It's about continuous self-learning, isn't it? And keeping on acquiring knowledge, because that is how you move yourself forward, is by continuing to acquire knowledge. And I kind of always went, I'm not a big reader, I used to read a lot, I was younger, but and I've always read books on plane flights and stuff like that. And that was the time when I'd read a book, is when I'm away sunning myself on a beach in the islands, and a flight there and back, I'd try and knock out a book,
You have Audible now.
So audio books are fantastic. I kind of over the last couple of years have defaulted to YouTube, but I do a lot of learning from YouTube. I watch people that have got things that I want to learn about, and I learn from watching YouTube. So same thing, but you can't beat sitting down with a book that's around something specific like that. The one thing, as you said, Jason, and taking it in, because absorbing it in here is done better by sitting there and working through it and stuff than it is by watching a 25-minute video on YouTube for a lot of the big things. And I think that continuous learning is a great way to set yourself up for success. I always used to say, we could just expand on it as well. I always used to say, there's no point in reading self-help books because the only person that's making money out of those is the person who wrote it. Well, be the person that writes one. That's you're not going to get there by not actually appreciating what's already been done. So, it's an easy quip to make. The only way to make money out of a self-help book is to write one yourself. But if you haven't done the learning to get to that point where you can write one, you're on hiding to nothing. So yeah, it's a bit of Richie wisdom for you. Yeah.
I just wrote my own ebook, an ebook about my health journey that started when I was 6 years old. So
Wow.
I don't know, maybe I'll give you guys a copy one day. But it's it's like 48 pages long right now. So
awesome. Congratulations.
It's a lot of downturns and challenges and almost dying and all that kind of stuff. So it should be enthralling for everybody.
Mate, yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully inspiring.
Yeah,
I love it.
Right, any final thoughts, guys? We're going to wrap it up for 2023. Say goodbye and put on our party hats and is it the streamers? What are those blow thingies? And get ready for Sunday midnight.
Guys, I do Japanese New Year every single year since I was about 6 years old. So January 1st, I'll be doing Japanese New Year. Everybody eats a lot of raw fish. I can't eat it anymore, but it's a good festive thing that I do for New Year's.
Well, congratulations. And so January 6th, you said, is
January 1st.
January 1st.
January 1st, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
At one point in your life, go experience Japanese New Year. It's amazing. If everybody loves sushi, Japanese New Year is even better.
I love sushi.
Hacks of sushi. Tons of sushi.
I've been on a seafood diet for some time because my wife doesn't eat seafood, won't have it in the house, whereas I love seafood. So I only get to eat seafood when we go out. And even then, she doesn't like it when I order anything that's too fishy. So actually, the best fish I ever had, Norm, was in Vancouver. It's called blackened sablefish. Oh my goodness, that was just extraordinary. But I digress because I love seafood. Yeah. So I was on a seafood diet for a long time.
We have that here.
Yeah. So fantastic.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, Jace?
Man, it's just crazy that this year is coming to a close. I mean, I feel like it just flew by. 2023 it was so fast. It's crazy. I guess final thoughts, man. I feel extremely blessed to be part of this community. Very thankful for you two gentlemen. I'm thankful for Tom and Nick, for everybody on our team. I'm very appreciative of, the community that we've built or that they built, that we're a part of. And I feel very lucky. This is just it's a good, I feel like I'm at a really good place in my life, and I really enjoy, what we're doing here. I enjoy the lives that we get to touch each and every day, and what we've done over the past year. I feel really good about, all the different people that I've gotten to meet and to teach and talk to and inspire along the way. And I hope 2024 is filled with a lot more of that, and
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's nice thoughts and well worded, Jason. Thank you for that, because it's I think we all feel that way, and especially the success of being involved in Remote Millionaires, the success of RM members. Every time something comes along that's a big one or even a small one, but the excitement you get from that because you know what a win feels like, and their wins, you kind of taking the same kind of excitement from it. So that's been an absolute thrill for me this year as well. It's just wonderful watching people win. So, alrighty.
We want percentages. We want percentages.
Yeah. Yeah. Kickbacks, royalties, anything like that.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Cool.
look, guys, thank you so much for coming along and hanging out this afternoon. Thank you to everyone that's come along to join us, to say goodbye to 2023 and look forward to 2024 and creating great habits and driving all of our agency businesses, because that's what we're here to do. And look forward to seeing a lot more success in 24. And congratulations to everyone and all of your success in 2023. Well done. Go and have a cold drink, a sit down, maybe a nice meal, and see the year off. And look forward to seeing you all again really soon. So thank you very much for being part of it.
Happy New Year, everybody.
We got to do this again, guys.
Yeah,
sure.
look, I think we'll just get Cameron to change the link and we'll just hijack it every week.
And we'll just hijack the show every Friday.
Right.
Yeah. I'm
awesome.
sure Tom and Nick won't mind. Yeah. Hey, thanks again, guys. Happy New Year, everyone.
Cool.
Take
Happy New
care.
Year.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.